Highlight of my day, gosh. For me, it's seeing my students. That I like to stand by the door when my students are entering the classroom, because I always like to check in with them, just see, especially Mondays, because with 3-day weekends or just the weekend, how are you doing? So those connections that I make with students inside the classroom, the very beginning, during, when I'm just walking around as they're working on different activities, after school, during tutoring, like any time where I'm talking to my students is highlights of my day.
One of the highlights of my day is always walking the halls. When I walk the halls and I see either former students and current students, and they come up to me and they give me high fives, or they give me hugs, or just smiles, or they just say, what up, Wash? It's just a really, it brings a smile to my face every day. It never gets old. So, I mean, sometimes if I'm not really necessarily feeling good or in a bad mood, I will walk the halls during lunch or passing periods, because my students really, they can bring up my energy.
Depends on the day. I really like when a child connects with what I'm teaching and makes a really authentic connection and enjoys it and shows that really obviously. I recently taught the kids about Chinese New Year and had them do some drawings using the internet to research them, and I thought, this is a fun project, it'll be a nice way to use some art. And one of my kids just yelled out, like, I'm really good at drawing Chinese symbols. I had no idea. And then a month or so later, she wrote, like, I am thankful for my ability to draw Chinese art really well. So it was kind of cool. It was like something that seemed small to me, and it was so huge for her.
I teach 5 periods a day, and my first period, second period, and before I let my students in, I greet them at the door, and just hearing all of them, they always want to tell me a story or something about the day before, something that happened first period, and so starting our day that way is just always great. It's, Mrs. Berry, let me tell you what happened last night, or Mrs. Berry, let me tell you about this show, or I watched this video, and it kind of just starts our day great, and some of them want high fives, some want to give a hug, and it just kind of starts our morning off like, okay, we're ready to be here today, and I love that.
There'd be lots of different highlights, but specifically when you see a kid that has struggled with something, or a kid, let's take a writing convention, because in social studies we do lots of writing stuff. You see a kid that's not sure how to do something that you kind of expect to be able to do. You develop a claim, back it up with evidence, give it analysis. And you see a kid that when you hand back a quiz and they've struggled, and all of a sudden they say, "Whoa, I'm able to do this." I mean, that's a highlight. Seeing a kid achieve and develop and grow as an individual, that is a major highlight. Watching kids enjoy something. Some of the kids come into a social studies class right away and they say, this is going to be terrible. You can see it in their face. But after the first few minutes, if you can develop an atmosphere where the kids are comfortable and they're enjoying what's going on, and they come with that same attitude every day, that's definitely a highlight.